Hi and welcome. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is April 17th, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and come back for more. Today, I got 3 windows opened up. And if you are an eBay seller, this pertains to you because these topics I'm going to be covering is going to be the, well, I had to put my glasses on to write this down, so here's the topics we're going to go over today really quick. The best selling items on eBay in 2020, selling on eBay, myths and facts, and eBay product identifiers. That's coming up. Stick around. Okay, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know I do not read everything verbatim. I will give you the URLs where I got the information from, and the rest is up to you to pick up where I left off. First one's going to be from Web Retailer, so it's going to be www.webretailer.com. This story is, the title is over here, the best selling items on eBay in 2020. It says, discover which items are selling the most on eBay across 17 different categories from baby and business to travel and video games. So it goes on to say here, we've analyzed every product focused category on eBay to chart the overall sales trends and to discover which of the items are best selling right now. It says to do that, we worked with Shelf Trend to extract and analyze the data from across eBay into the US across each of these categories: baby, business industrial, cameras and photo, cell phones and accessories, computers / tablets and networking, crafts, consumer electronics, fashion, health and beauty, home and garden, jewelry and watches, music instruments and gear, pet supplies, sporting goods, toys and hobbies, travel and video games, and consoles. It goes on to say a little further into it. Let's get into it. It says all the data in this article came from eBay data analytics tool, Shelf Trend. Many thanks to Shelf Trend for their help in extracting this information. We've included details on how we analyze the data and at the end of the article. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this here, but I will say this. If you are thinking or you are new to think about selling on eBay, or maybe you are a seasoned seller already, this information may be very valuable to you, and hopefully you may get a takeaway from it and it may help you with your sales. So I'm just going to scroll down here. I'm not going to read too much into this here. They do have a lot of good information. They even have it charted over here to get an idea of what the sales are and stuff like that nature. So that may be of help to you. So let me just scroll down here really quick. I hope you guys don't mind. It's a lot to read. So what you could do is, like I said, you could also pause the video if you choose to do so. If you don't want to go to the website itself, which I highly recommend you do, because most of the times they have active hyperlinks and you're going to need to be on that site. So we're going to keep going down here. And then, like I said, I would like to try to keep this YouTube video as short as possible. So we're going to see. I'm going to try to do the best I can because I know sometimes my videos run long. All right. But you can see here by with the categories they're referring to and the items, these are the things that they're saying are good sellers for 2020. So I think it's pretty good information. I myself are going to keep this particular window open because I want to come back and see. I want to read into it myself. I believe this came as a Google alert. Oh no! This was just no. This came as a Google alert. This came in right directly from them, from Web Retailer. But yeah, you can see they got a lot of good information here, folks. And it may be of help to you. I know it's helpful to me when I get information like this here. I like to digress on and analyze the heck out of it, because I want to try to boost sales up, and I'm looking eventually to maybe change up my merchandise I have. I think once the items I have listed right now on my eBay listings here, I definitely want to trip up and go to different stuff because I don't know if I want to keep selling the same stuff I have. So this type of information will be very helpful to me as well. All right. So we're getting close to the bottom here, folks. But keep this in mind. It's good information. All right. You can see there's a lot here. I mean, I'd be getting tongue-tied by the time I got to the bottom reading all this here. But it's nice because they got the ranking, they got the subcategory, and the search results by percentage of search results. So, and I like the charts too. It gives you a little idea of the sales and stuff like that. So, really good information here. And they got everything here. Categories of top selling eBay. Comparison of top selling eBay categories. So again, you may want to take note of that. All right. And then about the data. Now I got the window open for Shelf Trend in case you guys are interested. You may want to check into that. I clicked on the site. Let me just move my mouse cursor up here. All right. And I got the window opened up right over here, Shelf Trend, in case you're wondering. This is where they got their information from. I signed up with Shelf Trend. Now, they do have another service here. They got for pricing, you can go for the basic or you can go for the premium. The premium is $15 a month, and you can get the basic, which I always like free stuff because I consider myself a frugal entrepreneur. So I signed up with the free basic. You may want to as well. Okay, good site. Like I said again, you can get a lot of good information from them. eBay data, know more, sell more. Get data, it's free. Again, that's for the free service one. So you could check it out, and it's got some talks a little about here about the service they offer. You guys might want to check into it there. It is a good site. Like I said, I got the basic. You know, if you feel like you need more bells and whistles, then you're going to sign up with the premium. But they've got some information to read up here. Again, I highly recommend you go there, and let me give you the URL to that. It's www.shelftrendoneword.com. All right, let's move to the next window here. This is from the same company, the web retailer, and it goes on to say here, selling on eBay, myths and facts. Victor Levitin's eBay eBay Mythbuster. It says this post is by Victor Levitin, CEO and co-founder of CrazyList. Now, for those who know CrazyList is, I got that window opened up, and this is what CrazyList is: the easiest way to list and sell on Amazon and eBay, trusted by over 100,000 retailers to run and grow their business. Get started for free. Again, you could check into it. Okay. Right at this point in time, I didn't sign up with them just yet. I know of them. I remember hearing about them on eBay Radio a while back. So you may want to check into this as well. Automated inventory sync, eliminate overselling, automated inventory sync, maximize your chances for sale, automatically sync inventory between all your eBay and Amazon accounts. Okay, so you could read more into this here. All right, they even got a video here. You could play it if you get a chance. And plans starting from only $20 per month. I like the free stuff. All right, I like anything free. I like. I know you can't get all the bells and whistles with the free ones, but I like the free stuff. But anyway, I'm putting it out there for you guys. On the other hand, you may want to look into this here. So that's why I'm sharing the information with you. All right, so I'm going to click out of this one here. Let's click out of Crazy Lister, and we're going to go back to this one. All right, we got some of the window open up. Okay. I'm just going to read very briefly the myths, okay? Because they got 9 of them here. I'm not going to read all of them, but just to highlight one. It says myth number 1, descriptions don't matter anymore. Some people think that the eBay listing description isn't important now because it has been moved to a separate tab on the mobile eBay site and eBay apps. We all know how important mobile is for buyers, making up to 34% of the eBay sales, and sure to grow further. All right. Again, you could read more into this here, right? Like I said, that's why I'm putting it out there. I want to keep this video as short as possible. This is myth number 2. eBay buyers are all bargain hunters. All right, and then it says over here, I don't know when this was updated, but this is what they're saying. At least when this website, when this story came out, it says eBay has 157 million active users. Okay, it says over here, just to read a little part of it, says yes, some of the dollar-driven, but for this other shippings is really important. Then there's some buyers want the best customer service, and others are willing to pay more for higher quality and Q&A standards. eBay is huge, and there's room for everybody. All right. So that's again myth number 2. eBay buyers are bargain hunters. All right. This one over here, myth number 3. eBay only wants the big sellers and brand names. Again, it goes on to say here, in his speech at the eBay 20th anniversary convention, eBay CEO Devin Wenig talked about what they are now focusing on now. Now, as we all know, Devin Wenig is no longer the CEO. He left, I think, sometime last year, I believe. To focus on now the small and medium-sized merchants. And it goes on to say here, it says, it seems like a shift for them. Over the years, they have tried to imitate Amazon and bring in the big merchants and big brands. But now they have seen that this contradicts the spirit of eBay, which is still people for people, not brands for people. So they are shifting back to the core sellers, SMBs, and you could hear it in this speech. All right. And here's the active hyperlinks. Like I said, again, that's why I always tell you go, because you might want to read more into this here. Let's go to myth number 4. The Pasini search engine can't handle HTML. It goes on to say eBay's current search engine, codename Cassini. Sounds like my name, Pasini, right? No. Anyway, codename Cassini launched at the end of 2013. There have been a lot of rumors about it, like it can't handle HTML or long descriptions. We were concerned because naturally CrazyList generates HTML to create its listing templates, so we contacted eBay to ask about HTML and Cassini, and their formal answer was that it was complete bull. There you go. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just reading it off this site. Myth number 5. eBay selling limits mean you have to grow very slowly. Well, I don't know about that, but let's read it. You could at least double your limits every month. For the fact that's not slow, because within just 6 months, your selling limits could be 30 times higher than when you started. Again, we are living proof that is completely possible. We begin basically with nothing but the Israeli eBay account, which actually has even more limitations than the US or UK account. We did not even know. I mean, we didn't have a local eBay site at the time, and we did grow fast. I don't know. I'm not sure when you start off with eBay, like what's the limit. I think when I started, don't quote me on this whole, I think they gave my limitation, I think was 500, as far as I remember. This one took when I first got started into it. So I don't know about now. Maybe things have changed. Like I said, there were a lot of changes going on at eBay. There are always going to be changes going on. I don't ever see it not changing. But, I don't know. I think, I'm not saying that's not true, like I said, I've been getting promotions to list thousands of listings, and I think I did a video on it a couple of days back, and matter of fact, I even made screenshots of all the information, all the promotions that they gave me, and it's phenomenal. I mean, I do have a store. I have a starter store which gives you 100 free listings every month for $4.95. If you do it yearly, if you do it monthly, it's $7.95 a month. And I don't know. I mean, to me, I don't know about that part, but anyway, myth 6. With your own web store, you will save all the fees. You do get, well, if you're a top-rated seller, you do get a 10% discount. With the starter store I have, like I said again, I get it for $4.95 a month. That's my monthly cost, and I get 100 free listings. Anything over that, which I'm usually over, is 30 cents versus if you don't have a store, it's 35 cents. So there is a little savings there. You do save on the postage as time goes on too. Depending. It does have its little perks. I mean, I like it. As regards to the fees, they're par. All right. Anyway, myth 7 is it impossible? No, it says it's impossible to compete with the Chinese sellers on eBay. Not all Chinese sellers on eBay are the same, but they get a reputation now from a crappy customer service, crappy quality, slow shipping, and so on. The only good thing that they can offer is a low price, and price is not always the most important factors for online shoppers. We've been selling at prices 20 to 30% higher than our direct Chinese competitors who are selling exactly the same products, and we outsell them. Bingo, there you go. I've been hearing out there, the sellers, they outprice the U.S. buyers and so on and so forth. But according to this, now, there may be a little, gray area there with that. Some people may beg to differ, say, well, yeah, the Chinese people, the Chinese sellers, they're doing good, doing a lot better because, than the U.S. sellers, and vice versa. Here, they're talking about something a little different, as you could see here. I like this thing called quality and quantity, I like quality stuff. If I'm going to buy something, like for example, let's say I was going to buy, my keyboard right now is a Logitech, right? I like this keyboard. It's the internet one. It's pretty big. It's big. It's got the functionality buttons on it. And if I seen a clone of this selling, from an overseas seller, I like original stuff, brand name stuff. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, that most likely is made overseas. I know. I like Logitech. But I'm trying to say is I'd rather go with the brand name as opposed to a non-brand. You know what I'm saying? bought something like that a long time ago, a cheap non-brand. Actually, it was a cheap non-brand keyboard, and trying to save money and stuff like that. And when I got that thing in the mail, it was so light, it felt like a feather. I mean, I'm saying, is this a joke? Is this like a display one here? Like sometimes they put the display things like that there. They're like usually they're empty, right? That's what it felt like. And when I took it out and I looked at it because I wanted it for another computer I had, and it was the quality wasn't there. I sent it back. I just told them it's not what I expected, and I returned it. I'd rather pay for quality, and that's the way I am. But other people may beg to differ. Some people may get better deals with overseas buyers, and I'm sure they do. But for me, I'll stick with the brand names, and I'll stick with quality merchandise. Anyway, let's go to myth 8. eBay gives too much power to buyers. Now, I couldn't find a date with this here. But again, I got this today from Web Retailer. So I guess this is current information, I would hope. It says myth 8, again, eBay gives too much power to the buyers. Now, this has been going this has been an ongoing thing. I've been hearing this on Facebook groups and other groups. eBay doesn't cater to the sellers. They're more for the buyers. And you guys may beg to differ and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think to me personally, I think it's kind of like a trade-off. Look, there are good sellers out there and there are bad buyers. Let's play, plain and simple. So for me to sit there and I'm not going to really attest to this particular myth, because I think for the most part, eBay has always been good to me. All right, now I've been with eBay over 20 years. Not that I'm saying that means anything. I'm not saying they give me more precedence over certain people or another seller, a par seller, whatever, or above or below standard seller. And because I'm top rated and I became a power seller, I'm not saying that's why they cater to me, or not cater, but will take into consideration if I have a discrepancy with a buyer, they're gonna overrule and say, no, we favor you, because no, it's nothing of the sort. I think they're very partial, and they will work with the buyer and the seller. Let's face the facts. I've been on sites where I've been hearing stories that sellers, or there were some sellers out there that will screw up or try to screw buyers over, and vice versa. So it's kind of like good and bad on both ends, So as far as like eBay gives too much power to buyers, I would have to disagree with that part. I don't know what you guys think. If you agree to disagree with me, that's fine. You can drop it in the comment below. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I have to honestly say, I don't know. Then again, I'm not reading the whole thing, so I'm just going by the highlighted title here. Let's see here. There's some more to look in here to read into, but I'm not going to, because like I said, it's too much to read. But I'm just reading the highlighted stuff. But you guys could check it out. Like I said, I'm scrolling down slow, so you guys could pause the video if you choose to do so, and you can read more into it. Myth number 9, eBay is weaker without PayPal. Well, I'll be honest with you. I love PayPal. I love them. I've been with them since way back when. And I'll be honest with you, I am not crazy about the managed payment service that eBay is going to be offering. I don't know if all sellers are going to have to opt in, if this could be a mandatory thing. I am not crazy about it, okay? There's pros and cons to everything. Some people I heard like it, and then there's some people that don't like it. Me personally, I want to stick with PayPal as long as I can. Now, if it's something that in order to sell on their platform, if they take that option away, where they're going to phase out PayPal altogether, cut ties, indefinitely. In other words, that's it, they're gone, and you have to use their managed pay service, that eBay is providing. Then I guess I got no choice. But honestly, I would hope that somewhere along the line, eBay will keep PayPal as an optional thing where, it's your choice. You could pick the managed payment, or you could pick PayPal. But again, it is eBay's platform. They call the shots, and if that's the name of the game, if they want you to do it, or if it's going to be a mandatory thing that we're all going to be migrated into that new managed payment system, I guess that's the way it's going to be, right? It's like I was saying, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I could stay with PayPal. I love PayPal, and they're good too. I never had a problem with them. They always, whenever there was an issue, they always backed me up. So I really don't have anything bad to say about eBay or PayPal as far as those parts go, with regards to this stuff here. Their customer service on both of them, on both ends, has always been good to me. I have no complaints whatsoever. I think they're really good. And the last thing I want to talk about, so I already scrolled down here so you guys could read more into this here. The other thing I want to talk about last but not least is eBay product identifiers. Now, these here, according to eBay, is very important that you put all this information as much as you can in there, because the more information, the better. I guess the search engine will pick up on it, and I guess it helps. It makes it higher ranking when it comes to product list identifying. Again, we'll read a little into this here. It says the need for product identifiers on eBay has left sellers confused. What do they mean, and how do the benefits the sellers, buyers, and eBay? All right, let's read a little into this one here. All right. It goes on to say MPNs, UPCs, EANs, GTINs, EPIDs, right? Selling on eBay is starting to feel like swimming through an alphabet soup. It goes on to say, over the past few years, the platform has introduced a number of different initiatives to make shopping easier and more efficient for its customers. To do this, eBay has been asking sellers in many categories to add product identifiers to their listings. That's where all the acronyms come in, including MPNs, UPCs, and several others. These codes, okay, listen, these codes help eBay display relevant products to the shoppers, very important, and encourage the search engine like Google to place eBay listings higher in the results. Keep that in mind, folks. Important. That's very important what they're referring here, what they're talking about. But sellers are confused by all different product identifiers. Which ones are required? Which ones are optional? Is it beneficial for sellers to play ball with the new rules, or is it better to try to work around them? And perhaps most pressingly, what is the purpose of all this anyway? All right. Again, they got all these things. What they're talking about here is what they're going to be discussing here. A lot to read, folks. Again, if you are a seasoned seller like myself, or you're thinking about starting on eBay, please take note of this information. Very important, folks. It's very important. Okay, I can't stress enough. I even heard it back on days with eBay Radio when they were talking about product identifiers, and you should put this in whenever you have the option to put it in there. But whatever you could put in there. Now sometimes you buy products that don't have UPC codes on them. I buy pre-owned stuff. They don't have UPC codes. For example, I got this here. It's a keypad, for my Apple iPad, right? So I'm saying it's one of these doohickeys. When you're buying something pre-owned like this, it doesn't come in a box, right? Because this is what you buy it. I bought it from the thrift store before all this coronavirus stuff, of course. And there's no box there, so there's no UPC. I was going to sell it, but I said, let me keep it for my iPad. It fits it perfect, and I love it. It's got the little keyboard in there. You're going to come across items that don't have UPC codes in there. So that's where you're going to have to come in and say, hey, you're going to have to put it in your title. All right? Now, it will search your title, and I was also told from listening to eBay Radio back then, when you put the title when you put the product in your title, describing it, in the title, also putting your description. That's what I was told. That's what I understand it to be. If I'm wrong, this is the information I got from them. All right. So how true it is, I don't know. I believe it does work. And the other thing too, keep in mind, when you are listing items on eBay, you could sample for yourself, test it out. Let's say you're selling an HP. I like to use the word HP printers. I have an HP 7520 all-in-one printer. Play around with the titles. You'll see what I'm talking about. Do a search. Just get an idea. Do a search. Type in there HP 7520 all-in-one printer. Hit the search on eBay. Now you got to be on eBay's website. Look on the left side at the top. How many results are search results? Right. Then just type it in HP 7520. Printer, not all-in-one printer, and you'll see a different number will come up. You experiment with that, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, okay? There is a difference in the title, and most important is the category, when you're doing this here, make sure it's in a proper category. Okay, I can't express that enough as well. So I'm talking, this is for the newbies, okay, not the seasoned sellers. You know, the seasoned sellers know all about that stuff there, about categories. Well, sometimes you could, listen, I found it, even though I've been doing this here for over 20 years, I found it sometimes, in some cases, that, you know, I might have put something in the category that didn't have the results I was looking for. And then I would go do a search on that particular item, click on somebody else's, another seller's, and they would get more views or whatever, watches, and they might have had it in some other category. It was almost related to what I had, but something maybe a little different, off key, and they were getting more searches and more watches on there. So you got to play around with it. All right, you keep that in mind. With eBay, you got to play around with this here. All right, what's been happening? Let's get back to this again. What's been happening with eBay and the product identifiers? The saga of eBay's product identifiers has been full of ups and downs. Okay, back in 2015, eBay was all set to roll out mandatory product identifiers in many categories, but just before the implementation was supposed to take place, they realized there was a problem with the variation listings and delayed it until the following year. When 2016 came around, eBay started talking about structured data and announced it would allow Amazon, ASINs, Google product identifiers, and even sellers' own product identifiers on their listings. They would also stop allowing does not apply and NA as an opt-out for the product identifiers for most items. All right. Now you could read more into this here. It gets a little more involved. You could read a little more into it. Over here, it goes over here. In 2018, eBay started talking about the eBay catalog. Again, active hyperlink. You could click that on. I'm going to leave this window because I'm going to come back here. And you could read more into this here. What's the difference between GTINs, ENs, UPCs, ISBNs, EPIDs, and MPNs? It's a lot. It's a lot of the acronyms go on. You know, there's other ones besides this. It says eBay is full of acronyms, particularly when it comes to product identifiers. You'd easily be forgiven for getting these mixed up. And while some of these, it goes in. While some of these acronyms mean pretty much the same thing, others mean something entirely different. Okay, it means something entirely. Again, let's look at them really quick. GTIN, Global Trade Item Number. I don't know what half of these are until I started reading more into it. The UPC, I remember that there, you know, Universal Product Code, that's without saying. But all the other ones, I never really took notice of that. You know, when you hear UPC codes, well, again, people may not know it, but I always remembered from going to college and stuff like that, we were talking about business, and it was talking about their marketing, about the UPC codes and all that stuff. And then you got the, again, EAN, European Article Number. I didn't know what that was. This is another one, ISBN, International Standard Book Number. Would you? I wouldn't. EPID, eBay Product ID, MPN, Manufacturer Part Number. I mean, if you're not familiar with these here, it's like, what is those stuff, you know? And then let's read let's look at this one here. How does it help me to add an MPN or UPC to my eBay listings? Good question. For a long time, eBay wanted to shift to selling environment that's more catalog based. That means they have to ask sellers to change their behavior and put in additional work, at least in the short term, which can make them feel overwhelmed and reluctant to play ball. However, eBay says once you've added the product identifiers to your listings, you will be able to tap into a number of benefits, including, here's another important thing, folks, keep this in mind, increased exposure, better ranking in search. I'm going to keep this one open as well. Better ranking in search engines, faster listing processes, product reviews here, trending price alert, better pricing advice, group similar listings. And what has it got over here? It has introduced a quick our quick pick feature. I have to click that on. As I said, I don't want to take too much of your time, but you really, very important stuff with this. These three windows right here are very important, especially if you're going to sell on eBay. I really hope you guys could get a takeaway from this, really. I mean, because it is very helpful. I think so anyway. And then again, it goes on to say which product categories identifiers required in. And I know it sounds like we did the first one. with the 20 best things to sell, right? It's basically the same thing. Again, you could see it's got the baby books, business, industrial, cameras and photos, and so on and so forth. You could read more into that there. But it goes on to say here, which categories of the products identifier is quiet in. Here are the requirements in the brand, MPN, GTIN, UPC, ISBN, EN for sellers of goods in the new manufacturing refurbished condition. And then you could see here, you know, not for nothing, you may even want to print this thing out too, this list. Keep it for yourself, you know, keep a, you know, you can always come back to the video, but you might want to do that there. And then again, you have an active hyperlink. Here's eBay's full reference, including the subcategories, which product. Let's click this on really quick. I want to see some here. Sorry, but my computer's running slow. It drives me crazy. You just have to deal with it momentarily. I got to deal with this all day like this. All right. Okay. So as I said, you know, sometimes that's what I love. That's why I love doing these videos, because by doing them and exploring and doing research, these are things that some people may not be aware of. I know myself, like this is new to me here. Structured data product. I didn't even know. Did you know that eBay has this here? I didn't. That's why I love doing this stuff here. Let's look at this really quick. Structured data product identifiers. It goes on to say eBay use item, brand, manufacturers, part numbers, MPN, and global trade, and so on and so forth. Again, you could read more into this here. This is something new to me. I didn't know eBay had this here. Look at this. Required item condition. Look at this. Cool. I'm gonna keep this window open because I'm probably most likely gonna print this out just as a referral, something I can refer to. This is cool. I didn't even know they had this, folks. To be honestly, I'm not playing no games. I didn't know they had this here. Let's see what else they got here. So let's go to the top really quick. Apparently they have it where the top part here it disappears. You know what I'm saying? Like the brand. Okay. So we got the category, subcategory, brand, MPN, GT. Okay, I see what they're saying here. New, other. Okay. Because when you're scrolling up, you don't see that information. Let's try to remember that, guys. All right. Bath and grooming. Let's over here. They have it over here. The brand, yes, and it says MPN, no. And I guess new with defects. Okay. So I guess if there's any defects on there. Okay, let's see what they got here. Books, baby stuff here, business, industrial. Okay. Cameras and photos. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know they had this here, folks. That's why I said, you know, when I do this here, when I do the news like this when it comes to eBay, I hit these things accidentally. And again, like I said it once before, and I'll say it again, if I find any information, I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not going to keep it to myself. I want to help you guys become better at what you're doing, and myself. So this is not only helpful to you, this is helpful to me, you know. All right. All right. Is this, wow, there's a lot. Maybe, yeah, well, I could print this out. It'll probably be a couple pages. But, yeah, pretty cool. This is good. Like I said, again, I didn't know they had this, folks. All right. I didn't know they had this, honestly. So that's cool. Product identifiers. So as I said, you know, that's when I do the reseller news and you come across with these things here, you never know. Now, let's see what else they got over here. Let's do this together. Why not? All right. I got a little time. I know I'm trying to keep it short, right? Okay, this is the multi-channel. Okay, multi-channel management software. All right, so this is all the software they have here. You can visit the website. Okay, yeah. Oh, they got a lot of software here. Yeah, they got a lot. So, well, maybe you guys might be interested in it. Yeah, and they got active hyperlinks too, so folks. So just keep that in mind. All right, and they got more you could load up here. All right, I'm not going to get too much into this here. You guys, if you have the time, like I said, I don't want to take too much. I know you guys are busy. I appreciate you taking the time to even go over this with me, to be honest with you guys. I really am. Let's go back in really quick. I want to see something else. Inventory okay, we got that, the software. Let's see what the inventory management is. Is that the same thing I just picked up? Oh, no, it's the same thing. Okay. All right. I thought it was going to be a separate window here. All right, guys, listen. Let me close this window out and keep track of this one here. I gave you the URL to the web retailer. One more time, www.webretailer.com. And with that, I'm going to bump out of this window. Well, that concludes this video. I hope you found the information helpful. And if you did, please don't forget that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated to when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is April 17th, 2020. I'm wishing you guys all the best in sales. Until next time, bye-bye for now.